Welcome back again. Oh, I actually thought the detective would arrive and tell me, I don't know anymore. You have to help me, as always. But it's Sandra Fischer. Business looks healthy, and so do you. Good to see you again. Good to see you as well. I've kept my head low long enough. I've been taking long walks in the morning to clear my head. I saw military ships in port this morning. You know, if we really are looking at war on the continent again, places like this will be invaluable. And if you're the only gig in town, well, I should pass on what I know if I can help, right? If it can help. You're still serving drinks, so my advice from last time can't have hurt. Absolutely. I don't know if you're just telling me what I want to hear, but I do the smart thing. I take the compliment and assume you're being honest. Of course I am. Speaking of honesty, I presume you've noticed some people talk more freely when they had enough to drink? Sure. Well, this may be true for most people. There are people like myself who have a bit more mental fortitude. Not sure I follow? This place is a sanctuary, and when people feel safe, they open up. But people who need to be careful what they say are on guard when they feel themselves losing control. Okay. Some people have learned to clam up when they've had too much to drink. Fascinating. After years of working my bar, I noticed that the best way to loosen these people up is to rely on subtlety. The key is to get your customer nice and loose while they still feel like they're in control. Get them too drunk and they'll be aware of their inebriation, making them avoid potentially uncomfortable conversations. You want to keep the needle in the middle, so to speak. Get them just tipsy enough where they still believe they're in charge. That feeling of comfort will make them open up. Well, thanks for the tip. I'll keep that in mind. So how about you show me that in action? I could use a drink myself. What kind of flavor do you fancy? Seems my favorite is off the menu. How about something seasonally appropriate for a chance? Would that be enough to work with? Seasonally appropriate? What kind of season is it right now? How do I know? Oh, doesn't matter. Drama queen, what about that? Seasonally appropriate would be a dry wall, right? Well, the only thing I can think of is either it's winter, so the cold winter, or she's talking about the war. But I'm pretty sure she's talking about the cold winter, right? I'm just going with the direct translation. Seasonal, cold winter, matches, and it's only a 5, so it's not going to be to make her drunk. So that's good. That seems to fit. I didn't know it was winter. Yes, this is made correctly. You've been paying attention. Thank you. That's better. You know, I don't have anyone else to share my knowledge with. By the goodness, if this prohibition never ends, maybe we could work together. Every night I dream of the kind of establishment I would open if I could. Unless things change, though. A dream is what that will remain. Well, you could start here. Maybe you could help out here. That's decent of you to offer. But I don't feel quite brave enough to break the National Prohibition Act. Besides, this place doesn't need me. It has you. Well, I want to have some free time as well. Her tight eyes scan the room as if she wants to take in the nostalgia of old Bukovi bars. Finally, her gaze rests upon the STAC in the corner. She lets out a soft chuckle. Huh, here I go giving tips on getting information, when you have one of those puppies sitting in the corner. You're familiar with the STAC? Quite familiar. There's a public terminal at the Bukovi Library. It's incredible just how much you can learn from the thing. People, places, history, anything ever written down can be found with it. The librarian was kind enough to let me use it for a whole hour for only 3 lei. How much is that? You're free to use this one if you like. No, thank you. That won't be necessary. I already spent enough time with it. I researched the lakes of Zara, you see. I'm going to go exploring soon. See some of the countryside before it's ruined by war. A nice thought. I'll be gone for a while, but I try to come back when I can. This place brings back memories, and it's the only place a girl can get a proper drink. Either she's here for the final case, or the case before that. I know there are 5 cases now. So, I guess she's either the murderer or the victim. Elena Ernest. Hello. Elena appears out of nowhere, startling you. Her eyes are piercing as always, but her demeanor is very slightly warmer than last time you spoke. She almost seemed eager. Oh, thank you. Good evening. There's something in the air. Do you feel it? Do you mean the murder? Something more than that. The city is abuzz with gossip and rumor. People are frightened, but invigorated. That excitement soaks into people like us. It energizes us. People like us? Those who are attuned to the spirit of the city. We are sensitive souls. Intrigue and mystery is our catalyst. So yes, the murder is where it begins, but it is just a beginning. I suspect Hugo has not asked for your help this time. I can read that boy like a book. A textbook about trains, perhaps. Anyway, I assume he wants to go this one alone. But I have a proposition. What proposition? You want me to help you this time? Last time we worked together, if you want to call it work, I felt something. A spark. It felt like the old days. Something kindled inside me, and I was reborn. The fogginess of my thoughts was cleared. I confess, I've enjoyed my retirement. I have found rest and peace. But my mind was dulled through inaction. The horrible murder we investigated acted like a whetstone. My mind is sharp again, like it used to be. And so I think it is time I admitted something to myself. I need this. I need to work again. A painful defeat in my past brought on my retirement. But though the wounds of that defeat scared me, I have healed. Why now? Bartender, I was right there in the audience when it happened. I saw the knife stab the poor man. Providence put me there. I feel I am needed once more, and I am certain the spark that reignited the ashes of my career started with you. Oh, really? Thank you. I need your connections, your insight, your ability to talk with strangers, your position of trust. Allied with my guidance and knowledge, we make a potent team. I propose we get to the bottom of this tragic event and solve this newest mystery together. Well, where do we start? I don't want to work with Hugo. We still need Detective Mertens. His position and authority lends us credibility and a reliable channel to report our findings. He feels he must take the weight of this case on his own shoulders, alone, but I fear it is beyond his capabilities to succeed without us. Same. We will collate our findings, and then you will report to him, but only when we have examined all leads. So let us begin. I will brief you on the facts of the case forthwith. I am ready. That's the spirit. Now, during the performance of the play Dalliance, written by Gail De Winter and directed by Lawrence Sullivan IV, lead actor Stavros Stone was stabbed on stage by co-star Olivia Carmine. Stavros did not survive the wound, and Miss Carmine remains distraught over the accident. I mean, I can only imagine. Seems something more complex than a simple accident has occurred. You see, there's a scene in the first act where Olivia's character, Penelope, stabs herself with a dagger. She was not harmed. The weapon that killed Stavros seemed to be the same prop dagger that malfunctioned. I find this suspicious, as the prop master Reese, now fired, had a good reputation. If it was sabotaged, the fact that Olivia was unharmed when she too was stabbed suggests the dagger was brought into play later, after Act 1. It is my contention that some foul play occurred during the intermission. The suspects are those who had access to the prop table, and are as follows. the leading lady, Olivia, the props manager, Reese Kenrit, and a stagehand by the name of Effia DeVos. That's them all. Start with these three, talk to each, use what you know to put them at ease, charm them, make them drinks, joke with them, and most importantly of all, listen to them. Reese, Olivia, and Effia. One of them holds the truth. Oh, Olivia has a time to come here? I guess she needs a drink after all that. Use what you know to put them at ease. Okay. Alright. Let's solve this mystery together. Time to get to work, bartender. Learn what you can and report back to me. Together, we'll get to the bottom of this. I'm on it. Well, what are you waiting for? Get busy. Well, there's no one here of the ones you spoke of, so... Wait, can we ask STAC? Is there something to ask? Oh, yes. How are you, Elia? Good. Exciting times here at the archives today. We've received a new shipment of international newspapers. Well, exciting by my standards, I suppose. Thanks for asking. Olivia Carmine. Olivia Carmine, please select a topic. Personal life. Olivia Carmine was born 1894 at a royal hospital in Bukovi. She is the daughter of Bartholo Carmine and famous singer Victoria Carmine, notable members of the ancient aristocratic Carmine family. Olivia enjoyed a prestigious private education, where her talent for singing as a mezzo-soprano was quickly discovered. Nurtured by the experience of her mother, she made her first debut at the theatre in 1918 with a performance in Crossing. Sufficient tabloid coverage and magazine articles exist to strongly suggest that both leads, Olivia Carmine and Stavros Stone, had entered a relationship shortly before the first performance. Oh? This relationship ended a few months later. While many tabloids have speculated on the cause of the breakup, an official statement was never released by either performer. Olivia later married Gustav Trafalgar, though opting to retain her family name. The marriage lasted for 5 years before Gustav passed away from cardiac arrest caused by a congenital heart defect. Oh god. Olivia has since stated that she no longer holds interest in long-term relationships, choosing to focus on a career as an opera singer and hosting a popular radio show, Chamomile and Carmine. Olivia has gone on record in several newspapers interviews to say she considers herself a devout follower of the Church of the Goddess and considers her faith to have a significant positive impact on her day-to-day life. News. As confirmed by hundreds of eyewitnesses in the audience, Olivia Carmine stabbed fellow actor Stavros Stone during the performance of Dalliance, written by Gail de Winter and produced by Lawrence Sullivan IV. This was to be Mr. Sullivan's final work before entering retirement. Well, what a final piece. The police investigation is still ongoing, and Miss Carmine was released after recounting her versions of the events leading up to the incident. The Bukovi Police Department has released a statement saying that they are actively investigating whether it was a tragic accident caused by a malfunctioning prop or if it was purposely tampered with. Olivia Carmine has not made a public appearance since the incident. Reporters and investigators are consistently met by her agent and lawyer instead. Makes sense. Next one, Stavros Stone. Personal life. Stavros Stone was born in 1896 at the Royal Hospital in Bukovi. He is mostly known for his brief opera career. Mr. Stone joined his school's theatre club as part of his education, where he developed his talent as an opera singer, in part due to his natural baritone voice. He was scouted by famous producer Lawrence Sullivan IV in 1918 and shared the lead role in his first major opera Crossing with fellow performer Olivia Carmine. During early productions of Crossing, Olivia Carmine and Stavros Stone proudly shared in interviews that they were dating. Multiple tabloids covered the couple's public relationship. This relationship ended roughly 5 months later. That's a short time. While many tabloids at the time speculated on the cause of the breakup, neither performer ever gave an official statement on the matter. Stavros Stone hasn't been credited in any other productions since Crossing, and quietly disappeared from the public eye until his return to the stage in 1928 to perform Dalliance at the Maverick Opera House. Stavros Stone passed away during the performance of Dalliance. His death was caused by a stab wound from the seemingly malfunctional stage prop inflicted by his co-star Olivia Carmine. Police are still investigating what led to this tragic incident. Career. Nothing. Stavros Stone had an interest in theatre during his education, practicing his skills in his school's theatre club. His natural baritone voice gave him a strong vocal presence, perfectly suited for opera. Playing mostly side characters during notable opera works, his real rise to fame occurred when he was scouted by producer Lawrence Sullivan IV, who had him audition for the male lead role in his now famous work Crossing. Stavros managed to impress the production team and was given a lead role alongside Olivia Carmine. The two leads became romantically involved sometimes during this early production. A couple months after the final performance of Crossing, the couple announced their breakup. While neither party disclosed any details, tabloids speculated heavily. In the context of his career, some sources noted that since then, Stavros was not giving any role in any major production over the past 10 years, despite the massive success of Crossing. While purely speculation, industry veterans and those invested in the world of theatre attributed this to Mr. Stone's being blacklisted by producers. Although confirmation was never shared with the public, this theory is widely considered the most plausible reason for Stavros' absence in the theatre. His long hiatus ended in 1928, when Lawrence Sullivan IV decided to reach out to Mr. Stone to fill the lead role of Hercule in his latest and final work, Dalliance. Stavros' activities during those intervening 10 years is currently unknown. Suspicious. So the cause of the break-up and him not being in any works could be related. Gale de Winter. Gale de Winter is a famous playwright in Bukovi. While the name is well known even outside the world of theatre, only those invested in opera are aware that it is in fact a pen name used by an anonymous individual. Oh, and who is that individual? The name Gale de Winter first appeared in the credits of notable plays around the year 1920. Since then, many have speculated about the real identity of Gale. Most producers who worked with the anonymous playwright in the past state that communication was handled by mail through a P.O. box. Only a few, most notably Lawrence Sullivan IV, claimed to have worked with Gale directly. This revelation came to light during an interview with Mr. Sullivan regarding the production of his latest and final work, Dalliance, which was entirely written by Gale de Winter. Mr. Sullivan told interviewers that Gale's identity is a well-kept secret, and he would only share it with his most trusted confidants. He also mentioned turning down several monetary offers from tabloids in exchange for disclosing the real identity. I mean, he has enough money, I would guess. Hugo Mertens. Detective Hugo Nestor Mertens, is a detective for the Bukovi police force. His investigation have been mentioned in 7 major news articles. He's not Sardan. There's mention of Detective Mertens of the Brooks Police Constabulary in the country of Belgium. The earliest mention of Detective Mertens and Sara was from 1926. Internal sources at the Bukovi police force have him listed as the current investigator assigned to this incident at the Maverick Opera House, where a lethal mix-up caused the death of actor Stavros Stone. That's it? Well, now we know his middle name, that's it. Bye-bye. Alright. My friend Vincent. A drink first. I think he's also one of those that would talk less if they're drunk. He seems like a type to know when he's drunk and not talk about it, because he also doesn't like gossip, so... Here's your favorite. Are you happy with the bar? Certainly, I mean, there's always room for improvement, but on the whole I think we are doing a splendid job together. I wonder though, do you have any ideas for making this place more welcoming, more exciting? I feel it is missing something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Quite. Like what? I don't quit now, or quite now. Quite and quit, oh god. Please throw out some suggestions. Oh. I will not be judgmental. Just off the top of your head. There are no wrong answers. How about billiard table? Live music would be great. Ooh, that would be great, actually. Something risk, like a burlesque... No. We could serve some bar snacks. Wait, we don't have any bar snacks in a bar? But I'm actually for the jazz band. But would that be too much? Because right now it's forbidden. But he said all ideas are good, so... I think not. Our gramophonogram is perfectly sufficient. We shall not have raucous live performances. This is a place of witty conversation, not dancing and gyrations. Gyrations? You know what I mean. There's a time and a place for steamy jazz, but this is neither. So let us move on. Why not? Well, I suppose I encouraged you to share openly, so I thank you for your input. I shall ponder on this and take your ideas into account. Alright. Wait, I have another idea. The snacks. Snacks. Perhaps. I do not think we should confuse our customers as to the purpose of this venue by cooking ourselves. But we could partner with local businesses, unofficially of course. If you were to have a complimentary selection of treacle tarts, choux buns, what? Or even a jar of pickled eggs, I sure think on it. Okay, we have some clues. A nom de plume. Oh, do you know anything about the writer? Oh yes, of course, I was aware of that. Gale de Winter is a very talented writer indeed. Naturally, I am well acquainted with their oeuvre. What is an oeuvre? In fact, I have one or two of their librettos in stock. Do you know who it might be? Oh, I've certainly wondered. I try to respect an artist's privacy, but I have a few theories. If you asked me last year, I would have confidently told you it was Matei Vasil, I don't know. It goes without saying that they'd be Tsaran born and upper class. But after dalliance, I am certain the poignant tragedy of Penelope's lament could only have been penned by a woman. My bet would be on Marussia Ionescu. What makes you say it is a Tsaran person? Of course, it's nothing but speculation. The only people who'd know for sure are the ones who work with them directly. Producers, directors and the like. Us common folk aren't privy to such secret. Oh, you're calling yourself common, okay? What else? Have you heard of Stavros? Well, that certainly explains why he disappeared off my radar. I like to keep up with Southern culture, you see. From what I recall, he was excellent in crossing. But I don't imagine it made him the kind of money where he could afford to retire early. It's getting late. I'll be back, but if I don't return tonight, don't forget to lock up. Sure. Bye-bye. Alright, Killian. Oh, hello. This place seems to be thriving as always. Alright. Oh god. Wait, do you have a new favorite or are all the options I gave you gone? He was one of those sugary types. So, not the right side. On left side, mint punch. I think he'll like the mint punch. And he's the type who, when drunk, talks a lot. But let's get his favorite first. Mint punch. Sounds good. Punch in your face. Oh my, this is excellent. Perfectly balanced. Well done. I know. Oh god, we are besties now. Almost. But I would say for him, we're already, like, good friends. Can you tell me about the opera? Do I absolutely have to? No? Fine, I shall indulge you. Allow me to summarize the world's most self-indulgent, teeth-grindingly boring play any human has ever endured. Was it that bad? At one point, I found a ball of lint in my jacket pocket, and I maintained my sanity by squeezing it between my fingers and imagining it was Lawrence Sullivan's hat. Oh. And I did not think there would be quite so much singing in an opera. What? It was skin-crawlingly awkward. Frankly, the addition of the real-life murder was possibly the only thing that could wake up some of the audience members. Killian. I know, I'm being insensitive, but it really was awful. Just give me the gist of the story. Very well, in brief, Olivia's character, I do not remember her name in the play. Paulina perhaps? No, Penelope. Sings for about 40 minutes at the start of the performance about her horrible past, then she kills herself with a dagger. And then? And then the story goes back in time, flashback they call it, but I call it a headache, and where we see all the events leading up to her melodramatic suicide, which were miserable. She was unlucky in love, something about a horse, more unbearable singing, then eventually we learned she killed her husband with the same dagger. So the main character dies at the start. And murders her husband at the end, yes. But of course the scene played out a little too authentically and Stavros was stabbed to death. But Olivia wasn't hurt at the start. When she was stabbed? No, strange that, wasn't it? I wonder how it all happened. Well, I'm sure Detective Mertens will figure it all out. Or more likely, Elena Ernest will swoop in and steal his glory. Or me. All I can be sure of is this. I will never be going to opera again. The boring play was bad enough, but the real-life murder added the denouement too much. I've heard the ring is good. Oh yeah, he's already. So, you tried to save Stavros. Yeah, tried being the operative word. I was never the best medical student. I wasn't even the best medical student that dropped out. But after Elena's death, when I was so helpless, I just wanted to do something, you know? I mean, that's good for him. I tried to help and I almost made things worse. Or the same, I guess. Killian's shoulders slumped down. He picks at a splinter on the counter, absent-mindedly. Reese probably did the right thing when they pulled me aside. I saw someone die up close and I was once again of no help. Worse, this time I almost had his blood on my hands, and I'm not being metaphorical. Goodness knows I've had enough flowery language and heavy-handed symbolism from that damn opera. I just feel useless. As the son of a doctor, I should have done better. Been better. But though I'm guilty, I'm bored with my own depression. Can you imagine anything worse? Not only am I miserable, but I am bored with my own misery. And so I sit here and drink. I look for distractions anywhere I can find it. Say, did you see Reese around? I should ask them if they prefer cats or dogs. What? What is he talking about? Okay, I mean, he's kinda a good person, just dumb. Alright, what have you heard? Have you heard about... Maybe he heard some gossip about them being together. Ugh, you're telling me they used to date? I should have known. It's not enough to be merely handsome and wealthy these days. You have to be famous, talented actor to stand a chance with a modern woman like Olivia Carmine. That explains a lot. Such as? Well, the fact she completely dismissed me for one thing. I can't think of any other reason why she would have. I can think of several. I can think of a few, yeah. Last one. Nom de plume. You're asking me? Why do you think I would care for who the writer really is? They managed to write an opera that was both tedious and morbid at the same time. If I were them, I would hide my real name too. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, Elena. Tell me more. I found something out. Nom de plume? Ah, yes, I remember hearing something about that. Do you believe the writer of the play might have something to do with the case? It's certainly a possibility. If you want to find out the Winter's true identity, you'll have to get in the good graces of someone who's worked with them personally. Use good old-fashioned flattery if you must. As you know, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Oh wait, we still have also... Okay, I think the defeat is only when we are more friends. What is it like to work as a PI? It's better than sitting at home reading predictable novels and knitting. Really? Actually, I wouldn't know. My husband is in it in our household, but investigating is more exciting than retirement. Tell me, why do you ask? Does this line of work appeal to you? I'm happy tending a bar. Good for you. In truth, Zara needs well-mixed cocktails more than noisy PIs. Now come, let us talk about investigation, or less. What do you think about Detective Mertens? He wants to stand on his own 2 feet with this case, to solve it without any help from you. Or me, for that matter. It's admirable, but mistaken. He is in over his head. I can already tell that this case is a complex one. Even on his best day, it would be too much for him alone. And we both know these are not his best days. You don't think very highly of him? I believe in him more than I should. We may bicker, but I respect Hugo. I hope he finds his feet once more and realizes his initial potential. I hope for it, but I do not expect it. Investigators must be honest, most especially with themselves. I have a soft spot for the hard-working officers who see their own mediocrity and battle to overcome it. In this case, though, Hugo is essential to us. He will be the medium, but we are the message. Our findings, your findings, at least she knows, not like Hugo, will be channeled through Hugo to the Bukovi Constabulary. He will legitimize our conclusions. And in the end, Hugo will gain the kudos from his superiors. I will get the stimulation of solving another mystery, and me? She gives you a wry smile. Hugo's gratitude and latitude. He will tolerate your bar and even protect it when he sees how valuable it can be. And perhaps there's something I can do to help you with this Carla situation. You know about my debt? Give me some credit, bartender. I know all about you. And if you help me, I will help you too. As much as I can. You have my word. I think she knows more about me than I know about myself. As you know, I think best in the bar, something about the blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay, so I have some things. Interesting. It's worth grilling her for more information this next time you see her, bartender. A breakup usually implies messy, negative feelings, and any smoldering resentment between Olivia and Stavros may be relevant to our investigation. And if it isn't, well, she could probably benefit from learning what it feels like to have someone dig through your dirty laundry, no? She's made somewhat of a career of that, last I heard. As you know, I think, I always read that before I realize it's the same thing. Closed doors. That big box in the corner told you this? My, I would have loved to have tools like that at my disposal back in my day. So Stavros' reputation may have become tarnished somehow. It would explain his absence from the stage. But what could have caused it? Try digging some more. I can tell you this much about actors. There's always drama behind the scenes. Not only between actors. Yes, dear, that's what I told you. Olivia's avoiding harm during her little stunt in the first act is the strongest lead we have. Our killer must have planted the weapon sometime after. That gives us a very specific list of suspects. I laid the groundwork, now it's up to you to take the next step. Try talking to the suspects and see what you can shake loose, Okay, tell me about the case again. Yes, a review of the facts seems prudent. What more do you want to know about the case? Who was the victim? The victim was Stavros Stone, the lead in Dalliance, the new play debuting at the Maverick Theatre. It was directed by Lawrence Solon IV and written by Gail de Winter. How often have I read that already? Stavros had a successful acting career, but that was a long time ago. He disappeared from the theatre for a while, and Dalliance was supposed to be his triumphant return to the stage. Why did he stop acting? Good question. Perhaps he had grown tired of fame? But remember, assumptions fill the spaces where real answers go. You should ask around about this. Who are the suspects? The suspects are the leading lady Olivia Carmine, Effie DeVos, who was a stagehand, and Reese Kenwood, who was the prop master. No fourth to consider? Not really, no. Besides the three I've already mentioned, there's no clear potential fourth suspect. Of course, that could change as new facts come to light. I guess it will change. You should question the director, Mr. Lawrence Sullivan IV. He is involved in all aspects of the show, and knows all the three suspects well. You could talk to Killian Durant as well, if you haven't already. He attempted to help Stavros after the incident. Unsuccessfully, of course. The boy is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. But you may want to talk with him nonetheless. Poor guy. Right. There was something more about suspects. Tell me about all three of them. Olivia is the leading lady in the play Dalliance, and during the finale, she stabbed and killed Stavros Stone with what she claims she thought was a prop dagger. Olivia seems distraught by the incident, but could it be an act? At the end of the day, she plunged the knife into a man's chest, and now he is dead. You must investigate her. Secondary Reese, the surly prop master, has a sterling reputation, but a prickly demeanor. They've already been fired, and they certainly had access to the props table. Finally, we have Effia. We know little of her, but the police report describes her as a simple stagehand who was nearby. I think there's more to her than meets the eye. We'll have to question her too. All clear. You mentioned the painful defeat in your past. She visibly stiffens, then takes a breath and her shoulders relax a little. Yes, I see you were paying attention, and you're not afraid to ask questions, even when you know they may cause upset. Yeah. Why is the question upsetting? You know those detective stories where the brilliant, insightful sleuth solves the unsolvable crimes and is always one step ahead of the criminals? Sure. Splendid. Well, anyway, in those stories, the brilliant detective eventually comes across a criminal mastermind that is their equal. A foe as cunning and ruthless as the detective is steadfast and unwavering. You have an enemy? I have a nemesis, or had. I'm not sure they would consider me an enemy anymore. Carla? I would have to be a threat. In fact, I doubt they think about me at all. What happened? In those heroic stories I mentioned at the end, through great sacrifice and effort, the hero outsmarts the criminal, and though the plot twists and turns, they emerge triumphant. But this is not a heroic story, Bartender. This is real life, and real life does not have neat and tidy conclusions. Real life is messier, and though it can have happy endings, this is not one. They beat you. She nods and almost smiles. You get the sense she has just accepted something for the first time. Yes, she beat me. Easily. I was no match for her. Only by sliding into the ignominy of retirement and obscurity could I save myself from my nemesis' retribution. I thought of the safety of family and I surrendered. Who is she? Pray you never learn. Perhaps I will tell you more about her one day, but knowing even her name is dangerous. Let us move on to other subjects. Not Carla? Okay, that's it for today. No one else is here? Let's go. Can I put clues together already? Let's look at all of them. There are a couple, closed doors, nom de plume. Oh, okay. I mean, it could be a... like a motive for murder. And this could also star couple and close doors. Like, what if the Carmine family blacklisted them? Him. We don't know who this is. Gale the Winter. Wait, maybe it's an acronym. Gale the Winter. The Winter. I don't know. Let me see. What do we have? Not many people. Is it Lucas? I don't know. Also interest in adventure novels? I mean, why not, right? Or Sandra Fisher. Well. Or Vincent. No. Couldn't be. Alright, we don't know anything. And I don't think there's anything we can connect yet. Hopefully. We'll see. And we'll see better next time. I see you then. Bye bye!